15. So pretty exciting stuff here. I believe this is going to be our last game for this heat. So
Yes.
as soon as we get done with this, we're going to move on to another part of the bracket. But guys, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. Cognitive versus Cloud9. Picks and bans already starting to go.
All right, so let's take a quick look. Would you believe that once more, we're doing Tomb of the Spider Queen, baby. This is 3 for 3 for Cognitive, man. 3 for 3. They seem to adore this map.
They seem to have a certain affinity for it, don't they?
Absolutely. So Maelstrom, they are going to start off on the right-hand side on red, and they get the first pick, first ban, and they're going to say no thanks to the Illidonger.
Yeah, they're going to take out Illidan, and then Cognitive immediately going to respond with banning out Kerrigan. Very, very smart play here, because Kerrigan is such a nuisance on this map.
Maelstrom going to say, all right, well, we do like our melees. They are going to first pick Zeratul. Is this... We haven't seen a Zeratul in a while now, have we?
No, we haven't. Normally banned out. We have seen one or two pop up around in these games. We've seen some questionable Void Prisons, but under the control of Cloud9, it's going to be a very different game here. So Zeratul is going to be their pickup, and then Cognitive. Oh, Cognitive. Picking up Johanna. Picking up, even more importantly, Asmodan.
The Lord of Sin, foolish Nephilim. Actually, the Nephilim's with the Lord of Sin this round. But yeah, we kind of saw this coming. We didn't really want to make too much about it. But yeah, 3 for 3. They are going to go with this strategy once more. The big difference is that now Cloud9 Maelstrom, they have a pretty decent beginner lineup here. So if you take a look at this, already with the Zeratul into Sylvanas, and now as well for some good information control and those very important promotes Justice himself with Tassadar.
Yeah, and Tassadar is going to be one of those people that Cognitive probably would have want to banned out in this next round. Why? Shields, really good way to diminish that amount of damage that can kill those creeps with those globes, as well as promote is another way to make sure that those minions, as soon as they're about to die, get promoted back up. That denies even 4 damage. That's enough, as well as just promote being just generally good.
So the second round bans, it looks like a Nubarak has hit the chop block. So no Kerrigan, no Nubarak. This is taking a lot of engage and a lot of initiation away from Cloud9 Maelstrom.
It is, and Cloud9, they're in a little bit of a bind here for who they're going to go. Ooh, they ban out Abathur.
I think Cloud9 was afraid of a double Asmodan.
Yeah, that... I don't think that actually gets... Wait, hold on. What? Does that work? I don't think that works. Does it work?
You can't ult, but yeah, I mean, it's 2 globes. You're not going to get the talent for it, but it's also another General of Hell, more warriors you can spam down, and a laser, a free laser.
That's true. Lasers are good.
Lasers are good, confirmed.
Well, there's going to be the Anubarak ban. We're going to see the Abathur ban, as we were just mentioning, and then Cognitive going to pick up their next couple of people. It's going to be Jaina and a Brightwing. So, kind of backing this up, they still have the same composition that they had last time.
Yeah, it's still the JJ. And now with the Brightwing, they're also saying, you know, we will be able to deal with that melee Zeratul. It's likely to be the focused attack and follow through that we have been seeing more and more and more. But now Cloud9 Maelstrom, their last picks here, they got to put a warrior up, and they do actually solidify healing support with the Uther. But this is where I would highly expect to see a Mirrodin.
Yeah, Mirrodin, I think, would probably be the best pickup here. Looking at the tanks, yeah, you can go with Mirrodin. You can go with, yeah, probably Mirrodin, yeah. Okay, cool.
And
so they are going to put that down. Mirrodin, of course, just a really, really solid tank. He's got really good amount of versatility. He's got his jumps for getting in and out of trouble. His stuns, his slows, and everything else. He's just a great pickup. And Cognitive, rounding out everything with the Vala. They have the exact same composition as last time.
I actually
they know how to get what they want.
Yeah, I got a message from Silo saying 3 for 3, baby. Didn't exactly understand what it meant at the time, but yeah, I mean, forcing into that warrior last pick here for Maelstrom left us with that Vala. So what are we going to see? Likely what we've seen before. You're going to look for Glaron, trying to break the world record for stacking Qs.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to say this about previous teams, but Cloud9, they're a bit different. They're a bit different from all the other teams. Why?
They have a reputation, for sure.
They do have a reputation. And they get second place in something like ESL Majors yesterday. They get really good results. WCA, second place. They are second place across the globe. But Cognitive, not so much on that spectrum. I mean, Cloud9 always, at least lately, second place to Tempo Storm.
Yep.
But Cognitive Gaming, they're normally about 6th or 8th. So they have a little bit of a gap here between these two teams. However, I'm going to say it out loud. Cloud9's been kind of not doing so hot lately. They got 3-0'd last night. It was a very, very quick game.
Cloud9 also lost to Vortex in the initial rounds of the ESL Major Playoffs.
Right. They did take those games back once they kind of, I think, figured out how to draft against Vortex.
Yeah, you don't give an Illidan.
Yeah. And you don't let Bobby on Tassadar. But, you take those things away from them, they do well. However, Cloud9, they didn't stop the drafting that Cognitive wanted. Cognitive got their draft. If Cloud9 can answer this, that's the question. However, Cloud9 still has a pretty good draft of their own. So it's really whether or not they adapt.
It will be, because we have seen this now work. 2 games out of 2. This is now going to be the 3rd time the charm kind of thing here from Cognitive. It's a very solid strategy. This is the same comp to a letter, and if they continue to do the same thing, they will have good results. What we haven't seen is a team actually try to do anything against this. They've been very passive early. They have not counter-pushed in lanes. They have not counter-ganked. They have not tried to match the ping pong either. So there's a lot of things you can do here from Cloud9 Maelstrom. They have a Zeratul. I suspect whoever gets left with their own devices, which so far has typically been Brightwing, they will just continually try to get that advantage in that lane. Zeratul is going to be roaming around, poking, and if there's no healer on this death ball, you can technically poke them down. Psy Storms, the Poison Arrows from Sylvanas, Shadow Daggers. Zeratul with the poke. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can start wearing away at this.
Yeah, well, let's see if they're going to make the same mistake all the other teams have done, which is just let them walk back and forth, ping pong between both of these areas, and be able to pick up all those stacks. Let's see. I think we're
waiting on someone who's in bio.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so we're just going to take a couple of seconds here, I guess, before we get on into this game, but still, this team composition, for both these teams, actually, I'd have to say, is pretty scary. The only thing is we have empirical data that Cognitive does really well.
Yep, absolutely. I think this is their game to lose, but more importantly, this is their chance to show that they've grown as a team. They have gone through extensive roster changes. Glorong is now on the team. Ivy Slime, nowhere to be found. Dilux has been moved to manager. There's a lot of different things here that is, not part of the old Cognitive. So will this comp prevail? Will the addition of Glorong and the practice of this team prevail? That's the big question in my mind.
Yes, that is going to be the question here, and let's see if we can start to answer it. Spawning over here on the left-hand side, it is Cognitive Gaming. We've been watching them claw their way through the brackets. Actually, not really claw. Blow their way through the brackets, destroy their opponents, annihilate their way through the brackets. We've got Glorong on the Azmodan. We've got Hospital on the Jaina, Shot on Vala, Iacona on Brightwing, and Silo on Johanna.
But these guys are veritable world champions at this point. They are so highly, ridiculously regarded throughout the world, and their results really do show it. K1 Pro on the Tassadar, Dunk Train on the Uther, Biceps on the Sylvanas. You see iDream going to be wandering around on the Zeratul, and King Caffeine, best warrior world IMO on the Candy Mirrodin.
Yeah, I really love watching him play warriors. And speaking of which, as we start to see this happen, Silo gets stunned immediately. But guess what? Doesn't stop the Asmo dunk.
And just like what we've seen before, Iacona into the top with the Brightwing is going to be the sole protector of that lane. And this is where the big response from Cloud9 has to really show itself. Will they continually poke away at this comp? Will they try to catch them on rotations? So far, iDream is thinking, yeah, let's get in, let's do some bursts, and as well some Psy Storms out of that. Because there's no Brightwing here, the only health return is going to be regen globes.
All right, so let's take a quick note already. Look at this. He's not getting... He got 8 that stack, 4 the first, 6 the second. He's actually not getting his perfect stacks in here.
No, not at all. They're rushing it a little bit. Silo is continually just under attack. Dunk Train and King Caffeine, look at this. They are going to try to catch them on this rotation. iDream's going to come in as well. They're going to look for not only Glorong, but Johanna. Low hit points. Glorong can't move. His big body just cannot get through any kind of holes there that is afforded to him. And that will be a quick first blood going the way of Maelstrom.
There we go. Maelstrom has figured it out. They have at least decided, okay, we see that happen a couple of times. Let's put a stop to that real nice and quick. However, Glaurung back out on the map. He's moving his way down here. Can they keep doing their cheeky maneuvers is the question.
And this is what I wanted to see in previous matches. You punish the only lane that is static, which is the Brightwing. She has no escapes, and with enough CC, especially with blinks and body blocks, you can take him down. You're going to see big advantages going the way of Cloud9 Maelstrom with the experience, especially if they kill out Glaurung again. It's going to be close, but they don't quite land it that round. But still, there's not going to be a return kill here either, and we have stopped Glaurung from stacking.
Yes, and that is the perfect advantage here for Cloud9 Maelstrom to start using. They have the ability to stop this from happening ever more. And look at this, they're in a pretty good advantage experience-wise as well. Level 4 has been grabbed for them. They are about half a level up now. Glaurung taking a breather here. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. And I'm curious to see if there's been a little bit of, okay, they're just going to still set that up still.
Yep.
And they're still going to work on getting those globes back up. And that's fine. They're up to 44. That's still pretty good.
And they're just going to be safe about it now. You see Dunk Train, King Caffeine, iDream. They're here ready for that ambush, ready for that rotation. It's not going to happen. They're going to take the long way around. Glaurung does have a significant amount of space that he can use in order to stack out that Q. You just got to compensate for the difference in the time it takes to travel.
Right, and so they can still do this. They can still do their cheeky little strategy, and they're doing it pretty well. I mean, it's not even cheeky strategies. They just play normal Asmodan instead of doing exactly what they did every other time we watched them.
But there's also a big thing different now. Psylaw is not part of this roam comp, so which means that there's no condemn and there's no little extra bit of burst of damage. It's going to come down to Hospital and Shot. Now, Shot is still continuing with the multi-shot, and you can also see, Deep Chill and Venom, just normal kind of stuff coming out as well from Cognitive, but it has really slowed down Glaurung and crew.
Yeah, and you can watch Dunk Train. He's using those Radiances as soon as there's damage going down on those creeps to really just
Heal
help those creeps from dying. And, the more you do that, the more you deny that Asmodan.
That's what I wanted to see from Jejun, that sick, nasty Uther, but there was never any kind of big waves of light going down at all, keeping those guys up. So far, the answer has been there. It's 2 kills, nil, level 6. We're still pretty close. We're about a half a level between each other, but 45 gems. I mean, the map control has really gone over to Cloud9. They have control of basically both of these cocoons.
Right. And, oh man, they're going to get their turn in as well. So Cloud9 is not dealing with this in the same way that everybody else has. They're doing a really, really good job of being able to mitigate this type of damage, this type of play. And already, they're taking level 7.
Level 7 is a big deal, especially with Red Web Weavers now already deployed. But let's take a quick look at some of these talents, because there's not a lot of fighting going on. Triple Storm Bolts. Perfect Storm, Sledgehammer, Piercing Bolt coming out. It's not a reverberation build from our movement.
Yeah, very interesting. Mainly, they guess they don't really have to worry about too many things that go auto attack heavy. We can already see Shot went for the multi-shot build, so you don't have to worry about those auto attacks doing too much. So picking up the reverberation isn't the best. But Perfect Storm can do a good amount of damage, great amount of pushing potential to come out of that, especially when you pair that up with Sledgehammer. Ooh, Shot gonna go down there in the bot lane.
Yep, between the iDream and the Spiders, that is a dead Vala, and a level 8 now achieved here from Maelstrom as well. So what else do we see? Pretty much everything else is standard. We do got the promote on the Tassadar, but into static charge as well. He's looking for the damage. We got Cleanse on the Uther. Top Fort has been zerged down, and Maelstrom puts that experience right into their pocket, and they're looking at level 9 on the back of this as well.
They are out pushing an Asmodan. I'm pretty impressed out of this one. King Caffeine doing so much damage with that siege damage with that Sledgehammer, and they are just continuously taking this down. Finally, the Web Weaver does fall, but look at this. They're losing Keep Towers, 650 experience pop.
And that's going to put us, 9.25. We are going to be looking at those heroics very, very soon. Big dunks coming in, but it's just not the same level of damage. We are sitting at 106 at the 6-minute mark instead of what was usually about 250.
This is a very scary moment right now, and I wonder if Cognitive's going to be able to actually adapt. They haven't been taken away. They haven't had their toys taken away. Are they going to be the grumpy kid, or are they going to be like the smart kid who figures out a different way or something else to play with their toys? I mean, because right now they're in a bit of a spot.
Well, I mean, if you're not stacking the Q from Asman, you need to be pushing. And we do got the double promotes. You can see top lane already, it's starting to punish the lack of a defender. But the other side of things is that so far, Cognitive seems to be the ones actually under fire more often than not. And that's because of these big Zergs. I mean, Glorong is playing so passive now, just keeping his positioning way far back. He's not on the front lines. They're not rotating nearly as often because they can't afford to.
Yeah. That's just... And look at how far back he's staying. He's just staying all the way back there next to the fort. I mean, before he was in the middle of things, he was in the thick of it, he was doing some great stuff, but now he's being really, really scared. A very good way to play this, but look at this. Level 9 to level 11, it might be too far back.
It might be. Now, there is also another key difference. In our past 2 games, the first ban from Cognitive has always been Sylvanas. This time, it was Illidan. And the Sylvanas has been absolutely just wrecking a lot of these promote lines.
That's true, and that's one of the scary things about that unstable poison.
Yep, and there it is. We just caught it on camera. It just absolutely blows up. She's been disabling towers. She's been disabling the promoted minions. She's been now disabling forts and keep towers, and it's something that I think might have been a little bit of a mix-up. Sorry, it wasn't the Illidan ban from Cognitive. It was the Kerrigan ban from Cognitive.
Yes.
But that just led the Sylvanas into the pick, and Sylvanas so far just, oh man, absolutely doing amazing things. Jaina got God!
iDream didn't die there. He was so incredibly low, but at the last second, Uther heals plus a protective shield kept him alive. Actually, it might have been just a Tacit shield.
Tacit.
Holy crap, that was really, really low.
So even getting caught like this and now getting pushed in, the second Red Web Weaver wave is down. It's pushing. We do got those heroics, but 4 kills nil. So far, just ridiculous amount of seed disparity going back and forth. Gem disparity, I should say. And it's just, we haven't really left the comfort of our buildings in a while now from Cognitive.
Yeah, they're playing very, very far back. However, I mean, Glaurung is still doing a good amount of damage. He's got that, he's doing at least 600 damage now. At this point, I believe he was doing about 700, 800, so he's only about 100, 150 down. Still a good amount, not gonna lie, but
164 bonus. It's just not the same.
That's not the same.
It's not the same.
However, oh man, Cloud9 taking yet another fort. They are doing so well in this match. They have figured this out very quickly.
Absolutely.
That's tactical mastery right there.
So, part of it is, again, Cloud9, they've played thousands and thousands of games. They saw this comp coming in. They might have seen a previous broadcast. They just weren't phased whatsoever. At the same time, they come in with a Sylvanas, second round pick. It's just, I think between the, the experience and that Sylvanas, it's really the straw that broke this strategy's back.
Well, I think the only thing is, we're saying that this is like game over because they got messed up in the beginning of the game.
Not game over. It's just
that's what I'm saying. It's like, just don't take us incorrectly, because even though Asmodan's like immediate ridiculous farming potential was denied in the early game, doesn't mean it stops him in the mid to late game. Because
late to very
he hit that cap at 13 minutes. This means he's going to hit the cap a little bit later, and he's still going to do ridiculous amounts of damage. They're actually not losing this game so terribly. Yes, they're down a bunch of forts, but Asmodan still gets stronger and stronger as the game goes on.
Yep, it's going to be up to Cloud9 and Maelstrom to capitalize on their momentum and finish out sooner rather than later in order to make this. Now, there's no Kael'thas, but we do got a Jaina. Of course, Jaina gets just ridiculously strong as time goes on as well. So there is that. We can play to a later game. It's just all about right now, again, feeding the stacks and making sure that you don't lose out too much. The big problem is on this map, it's really hard to be passive because just gem turn-ins just continually create those that cage. And that cage so far, Cognitive hasn't really been able to leave.
Well, I mean, do you really have to leave the cage if your
the best
goes off the map?
Is a great offense, and right now we have no offense for Cognitive.
That's true. Very true. I mean, they do have a good amount of offensive damage, which is going to be that Asmodan Q. But yeah, you're right. This is a little bit of a difficult situation for them right now because they just haven't been able to leave.
Oh, they're going to go for boss? I mean, they're free and clear. They have all the map positioning in the world. And if we do actually, at the end of this next advance, because this is the third turn in a row for the Red Web Weavers, that's going to be 16-13 by the end of it. We have to put up a fight now while we have the 13-13 talent advantage. or a parry.
And it looks like this is exactly what Cognitive is trying to do. iDream in the backline. Looks like he's going to go teleport forward. But the Globe went in actually on the boss. That's going to mean that shot is going to go down. The rest of Cloud9 is going to go in here. Lul is trying to stay alive. Ran into the Void Prison. I don't know if this is the best decision here. They sacrificed so much of their team to try and steal the boss, but that did not work out. Cognitive now down 3 people. Cloud9 Maelstrom on the aggressive.
They saw Glorong rearing up for another globe. Invincibility coming out with the Divine Shield on top of Zeratul. So he delayed the boss. He didn't even go down to the dunks, and now Glorong will pay that price. Boss is here. The Web Weavers are still pushing into the mid. Bottom as well. You see iDream down there. Okay, it's just actually dead now. But still, this is a keep at the 12-minute mark. It is 16-13. The talent parity is gone, and it's just going from bad to worse here for Cognitive.
Oh, very much so. And they are doing a pretty good job of losing their keeps. Cloud9, man, they are an absolute wrecking ball. Did somebody invent Miley Cyrus and bring her into this? Because, geez, Louise, they have just walked through 2 keeps very, very quickly. Cloud9 now going straight in on the core. Even with the damage from the Asmo dunks, it doesn't look like that's going to dissuade them from taking out this core. It's down to 70%. They actually, hold on. Am I a little bit ahead of myself? They are getting defended pretty well. There we go. Uther is going to go down here. He's going to be a ghost, though. He's going to be able to run around and heal this. K1 Pro on the opposite end of the core. Oh, unfortunate for K1 Pro. I don't think he's going to be able to get out of this. No,
yeah. but the big thing is that the core's at 28% damage.
Yeah.
One good team fight and it's game over. You can even just obliterate all of Cloud9 Maelstrom, kill them all in one fell swoop. You're only going to get forts out of it. It's not going to be a GG. You're not going to be able to patch up this experience. So that push was 100% worth it from Cloud9.
It's true, very much so. Even if they lose everything, because it's still at the 13-minute mark, they still are going to be back up pretty quickly. Guess what they have to do? Defend a couple of Web Weavers? Okay, easy. Then what? They have keeps pushing on all the lanes already. They're sitting in a pretty good spot. However, Cognitive, taking that game back, taking that little bit of a victory back, we've seen comebacks of that magnitude. Let's hold that to them. Let's hope that they can actually start spinning this game back in their favor.
322 bonus damage. At this point of the game, last time we saw the Glorong Asmodunk, you can find my tweet out there, he was max 500. So again, you see the big difference between the early game really does make a big difference.
It is a really nice thing. It's like instantaneous velocity. However, acceleration does not care what the first velocity was. So we'll see. Can that Asmodan get completely knocked out? Is this going to be the first game we're going to see Cognitive lose today? That's the question here. And right now, Cloud9, looking like that's going to be their MO for this match.
So Iacona was up here with Brightwing, pushing, promoting, looking for this fort, and they are going to get it. And that is level 16 to the 18 difference. Oh, there's a fight mid, and that's a VP, not only on Hospital, but King Caffeine. Big stuns going down. Tastar, unfortunately, is just left to his own devices, and he is actually going to drop out of that.
Oh, man. It looks like they're now going to be able to slow down King Caffeine. He already used his leap. Are they going to be able to disengage here? Ooh, the Asmo dunk. So nice. But the Divine Shield's going to keep him alive for just a little bit longer, and they're going to be able to survive this fight, even though they lost. Poor old K1 Pro yet again.
Sneaky iDream. Who's he going for? Is he going for anyone? Is he just scouting it out? That was a great set of kills right there. Well, set 1 of kill. On top of that Tastar, it does force Cloud9 back. Do they actually have enough for the kill on top of iDream? They do not. The dunk is going to actually get disengaged. Dunk Train is there as well. The blink forward with the heal on the creep, and it's enough. Iacona will take home the kill on Zeratul.
That was... You know what? We were talking about this another game. You start going in one at a time. You make it a conga line of going into the enemy team. You're going to start throwing the game away. You start giving up that chance to always have a 5v5 engagement. That's when your enemy team can actually start taking this into their own pocket. Right now, Cloud9's kind of doing that. They got a little bit over eager. They tried to take that. They tried to take the core. I was going to say, they tried to take a couple of structures. No, they tried to take the core. And since then, they haven't had all 5 people up.
Wait, we have 5. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say we have 5 gems somewhere on some teammate here from Cognitive, and they just needed to put them in, and it looks like they finally actually have done that. So back-to-back Web Weavers. They got the top fort. They took that fight. They have patched up the experience to a large degree. We were looking at 3 levels before Sham 2. It's now less than 1. We have bruisers pushing, and we got a lot of pings up top for some reason.
Yeah, I'm curious what that is. I think that's just Sylvanas saying, or Bicep saying, I'm going to defend this.
Wouldn't need to ping for that, so I'm not entirely too sure what's up. But either way, we got the Death Ball mid with bruisers, with these Web Weavers. Glorong, let's check. 400s, just shy of 400 damage.
All right, still.
Get to that scary spot, man.
Yeah, we are getting to that scary spot. However, can they actually make something happen before that, Well, having that scary spot is nice, but can they actually make something happen from it is what I'm trying to go for here. That's the question that I really want to see the answer to. 1,200 damage, though. Ooh.
It's now getting to that critical max. It's not the 13-minute max, but at this point, you're looking at between 18 and a half. We'll have to see. There's the Condemned combo and the dunk invulnerability out on top of that. Zeratul will keep him up. The VP is good on top of Shot and Hospital, but it's the full-fledged retreat from Maelstrom. Uther is now going to be dropping out of this one. He's still going to get the heals, and they're going for the Dwarf. I don't think they have enough to bring down King Galfine. Do we have a dunk ready to go? Here's the Black Bull, and it's good. A 3-pointer from downtown, and Mirrodin is out of the game.
Haven't seen basketball played like this in quite a good amount of time, I'll have to say. With that dunk, though, oh my God, you know what?
Could this be win right here?
This could very well. I mean, think about it. It's an Asmodan. No matter how you try to spin this around, oh my God, iDream, do you go too far forward? Did you make this just a little bit too much of a question?
He bolted forward. He's on the pool. That's a laser. These shields are non-existent. They're looking for the kill on top of Shot. Can they grab it? They will take down Vala. Hospital's okay, though. Silo is still racking up a lot of damage, has the Unbreakable. If they can't stop Glorong, they might lose out this game.
Oh no, but I think that this was the reverse throw. They got 5-man stop, 28% on the core on the other side of the map. They're going to be able to make it not a problem. Is Cloud9 Maelstrom going for it? You betcha they are. Oh my.
3 rewinds, Sham
with the GG. Oh,
3 rewinds.
My God.
They immediately hit 20, panicked, got the rewinds, got the kills. This core, again, remember, they threw themselves at it, they wiped themselves for it, but now they're going to be reaping that reward at 28%. They did this at 13, now at 20, they will finish it off. The death timers are real, and game number 1, they shut down the Glorong. He still came back, and they still nearly won it from Cognitive. I gotta say, they have really grown as a team now that they're going up against one of the North American monsters, and that was a heck of a game.
That was ridiculous. That was some really, really great back and forth play there at the end of the game. I mean, Asmodan, you wipe a couple, you lose a couple of people against an Asmodan, and guess what? You're going to start really, really paying for it. He can push a lane so incredibly hard. Pair that up with the Brightwing, pair that up with the rest of the team with so much damage, that is a really scary position. However, iDream getting into that backline was so scary. Oh my dear, oh my, that was scary, but Cognitive.
Zeratul, man. The awesome. Zeratul, really good stuff. At the same time, Tassadar, I mean, he went static. He had the Archon, and then the rewind at the end of it. It just came together very nicely. And I'm not entirely too sure. Glorong, he bolted forward to initiate on that core. Could he actually save the bolt and made a bigger difference at the end of it? I don't know. But wow, skin of your teeth, my friend.
All right. All right.